أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Okay, so inshallah, I was asked this question regarding here the use of the two faculties. Here it says, وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَذَهَبَ بِسَمْعِهِمْ وَأَبْصَارِهِمْ. So absar is a plural, sam' is singular. And the questioner wanted to know, why was the singular used for the hearing and the plural form used for seeing? This is a very good question. Now, the word sam' and basar are verbal nouns from the verbs sami'a yasma'u and basara yabsiru. And they mean the act of hearing, sam', and the act of seeing is basar. So it's an action without a time frame. Now these words, sam' and basar, are also nouns. They are actually nouns to indicate the sense. Like in the five senses that we have, the sense of hearing and seeing is denoted by the same word, sam' and basar. So the five senses. And both of these have plurals, asma' and absar. They're both on the pattern of af'al. Now, the Qur'an actually does not use this plural of sam'. It's not found anywhere in the Qur'an, while absar is used. So both the singular and the plural are used. The way they're used when there's idafa to a singular pronoun, for example, we use basarahu or basarihi ala basarihi. When there's idafa to a plural pronoun, so absarahum or ala absarihim. So use absar with the plural pronoun. And you'll find this in the Qur'an. Now just a point here with using the pattern of the verbal noun for actually an entity. Here, sam' and basar refer to the sense of seeing and hearing, rather than the act of hearing and seeing. There is a slight difference there. This is also used in other words. For example, we have khalq. Khalq is the masdar, is the verbal noun for khalaqa yakhluqu. But khalq is also used for an entity. It's used for the creation. So khalq refers to the act of creating, as well as it's used as an ism, a noun, to note the creation. Same with, for example, the word nasr. Nasr refers to the act of giving victory or giving help. But nasr can also be used for the actual help or victory. So this is shared between the verbal noun and for the ism, which, as we said, has a slightly different meaning. Now, absar is the plural of basar in terms of it being a sense, not in terms of it being a masdar, because a masdar does not have a plural. It just denotes the act without a time frame. Now, if you look at this ayah, it says, Inna sam'a wal basara wal fu'ad. So this here, both the singular forms are used, sam' and basar, not absar, like in the previous ayah that we showed you. Now over here, there's no specific fa'il. It's speaking in general terms about eyesight. When this is done, when speaking about just sight, without there being a doer, then basar is used. So that's just a clarification about that. You might find sam' and basar used. But we're talking about why we have sam' and absar. Now with sam', we can make idafa with either pronoun. Sam'ihim, sam'ihi, because asma' is not used. But with basar, it's basarihi, absarihim. Okay? Now the question is, why wasn't asma' used, the plural form, for sam'? And scholars give two main reasons for this that we'll inshallah try to explain. Now this is based on the nature of this perception or this sense, how this sense operates and how it is controlled. Both of these will indicate why the plural was not used. First of all is how it operates. Now, with hearing, or the sense of hearing, we have somebody in front of us speaking to us. We can hear him and understand what he's saying. Now, let's say there's 2 people talking at the same time in front of us, or 3 people. The more people that talk to us, the less we understand. So with hearing, it's something more specific. We cannot listen to many sounds at the same time. It cannot be done with this sense. However, with eyesight, it's a different story. We can have 2, 3, 5 people standing in front of us. We can look outside the window and see so many things. Trees, the sky, a garden full of different plants and trees, and so on. So with eyesight, we can see many things at the same time. Now, for this reason, we only have the singular form for sam'. It's a faculty which has limitations on how much you can actually take in. Now, the second point about this is how it's controlled. Let's talk first of all about eyesight. Now, if we don't want to look at something, we simply turn our head and look at something else. So looking at something else is very easy. So we can see multiple things in a short space of time. But with sam', with hearing, it's pretty much the place where we are. We can hear the person in front of us speak. Unless we move out of this location, we will still hear the noise. So with sam', it's harder to remove yourself from a sound. And you need to take active steps to stop the sound. Like, for example, plugging your ears. And then for this reason also, the singular is used there. Now, just finally, there's 2 ayat. We spoke about this one. Let's go this one first. It says, إِنَّ السَّمْعَ وَالْبَصَرَ وَالْفُؤَادِ كُلُّ أُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ عَنْهُ مَسْئُولًا. So, indeed, the hearing, the sight, and the heart. Now, the translation says, about all those, one will be questioned. So you'll be questioned about these things. An interesting thing here in this ayah is this ism ishara, أولئك. أولئك actually is used for al-uqala, for the intelligent beings. So it's referring to as-sam' and basar and fu'ad by the ism ishara denoting intelligent life form. Now here what Allah is saying is that these will become intelligent on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and that they will be asked. Our basar will be asked, our sam' will be asked, and our fu'ad will be asked. Now that's another way that scholars have interpreted this, and this actually is more fitting with this use of ula'ika. It wasn't tilka, the singular feminine, but ula'ika. Here, in this ayah here, again it says, or who controls hearing and sight. And here we have the plural being used, al-absar, with as-sam'. So both are used for the plural. And the reason why is because of what came before it. قُلْ مَن يَرْزُقُكُمْ. Say, who provides for you? يَرْزُقُكُمْ. So he's speaking to all of us. The plural pronoun there. And there's a continuation in this section. أَمَّن يَمْلِكُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارِ. And that's why absar was used, the plural form, because of the plural pronoun being used there. That finishes the lesson. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to like the video, and to turn on notifications.
أو زد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا